going to take the matte slip cover up in NW15, and I'm just going to use this as a base for my eyeshadow. I'm going to take the Zoeva cream shader brush, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lid, as you can see, just blending that up into the concealer underneath my eyebrow. I'm just taking a Real Techniques buffing brush and just buffing that product out. I'm then going to set that concealer using Matte Mineralized Skin Finishing Light, and I'm just using a large shader brush and just patting that into the skin. To then create the sharp edge, I'm just going to apply some masking tape, and I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to line it up with the edge of my eye and the angle of my brow. I'm then going to take Makeup Geek Frappe, and using a fluffy blending brush from Zoeva, I'm just going to apply this into the crease. And I'm going to take Makeup Geek Bitten, and I'm using the same brush, and I'm just going to apply this into the outer corner and just blend it up into the crease. I'm then taking that large shader brush just to blend out the edges so that there's no harsh lines. Then taking a little bit more of that Bitten colour and just applying it into the crease and down onto the lid a little bit. Just making sure that you blend out any harsh edges. I'm then going to take a tiny bit of Urban Decay Blackout, and I'm just going to apply that into the outer corner just to add a bit of definition and just to darken up the outer corner. I'm then going to take Matte Nylon, and I'm using this as a brow bone highlight, and I'm just taking a Zoeva shader brush and just applying that under the brow. And then taking Glitterized Glitters in Shimmering Sands and Rose Gold, I'm just mixing these together, and I'm just going to apply these on the lid using the Niji Glitter Fix liquid. So you just want to start at the front and just work your way back, just blending it out into that outer corner, making sure not to bring it too far back. And then I'm going to take the Maybelline Master Precise liner, and I'm just going to create a sharp wing. Having the tape there just makes it a lot easier to create that sharp edge. You can clean up afterwards using the concealer just to make everything nice and seamless, and so that the straight edge is very sharp. And then taking the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and I'm just going to apply a coat of mascara to my top lashes, just to prep for some falsies. Then the falsies I'm going to apply are the Red Cherry 110 lashes, and these are quite nice because they're separated and they're a full lash, but they're not extremely full, they just add quite a nice bit of definition. Then I'm going to take the Nivea Post Shave Balm, I'm going to use that as a primer. Then I'm going to take the NARS Copacabana Illuminator, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face just to add a bit of a glowy finish underneath my foundation. When you apply this product, it might look a bit like scary in the beginning, but then once you put your foundation over the top, it looks fine. It just adds a nice glow. The foundation I'm using is the Makeup Forever HD foundation in N117, and I'm just going to buff that in to the face using a Zoeva buffing brush. The reason I'm using this foundation is because it's a HD foundation, which means it doesn't have any SPF in it. As you've noticed, if you take photographs when you're wearing a foundation with SPF in it, it can create a white mask across your face so that your face looks whiter than the rest of your body. And to reduce that, you need to use a foundation that doesn't have SPF in it, so that's why I'm using this one. taking the Last Imperfection concealer from Collection in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to use this to highlight my face and conceal anywhere that needs to be concealed. So I'm going to apply it under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow and my chin. I'm also going to apply it underneath my cheekbone, sorry. I'm just going to buff that in using the buffer brush from Zoeva again. Instead of wiping, you want to pat it into the skin. This reduces any movement of the foundation underneath and just sets it nicely into the skin. I'm then taking that Real Techniques buffing brush and I'm just going to use that to buff out the concealer underneath my eyes. I'm then taking MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light, and I'm just going to use this to set the concealer underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose and everywhere else that I've put the concealer. I'm going to make sure not to apply the powder anywhere where I want to put highlight, so that this intensifies the highlight even more. I'm just going to take a kohl liner and I'm just going to line my waterline. And then going back in with Bitten, and I'm just using a shader brush, I'm just going to apply this underneath my lower lash line. I'm then taking a tiny bit of Urban Decay Blackout and I'm just going to blend that from the outer corner and just blend that through that Bitten colour. And I'm going to take the Maybelline Lash Sensational and just apply a coat of mascara on my lower lashes. And then going in back in with MAC Nylon, I'm just going to apply this into my inner corner using a Zoeva Petite Eye Blender brush. And this is just going to add a nice pop of highlight in the inner corner. And that completes the eye look, so now on to the rest of the face. I'm going in with Fawn and Havana from the Anastasia contour kit. I'm just going to use this to apply the contour onto my face. When applying contour onto your cheekbones, you want to go from the top of your ear down to the corner of your mouth, and you want to kind of stop in line with your eye, like your pupil, and then you just want to buff that up into where your highlight would be. And for highlight, I'm taking MAC Soft and Gentle and Mary Luminizer by the Balm, and I'm just taking a Zoeva Luxe highlight brush. I'm just going to use this to apply it to the high points of my face, so the top of the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, above your brow and your chin. So as you can see, not setting that before applying the highlight just makes it that little bit more intense. And then just going back in with the contour kit and just contouring the rest of my face. So at the moment I'm just doing my jawline. And I'm going to do my forehead. I'm then taking Plum Foolery Blush by MAC, and I'm just taking this Zoeva stippling brush, and I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks and just blend that into the highlight and the contour. And then taking MAC Whirl Liner, I'm just going to use this to line my lips. I'm going to slightly overdraw my lips because my lips are quite small, so I'm not going to overdraw it so that it looks fake. Just kind of go past my natural lip line a tiny little bit. When overdrawing your lips, you don't want to overdraw the corners, you want to overdraw the middle a tiny bit, and then you want to go back to your original lip line around the edges, just so you don't kind of look like a clown. And then going in with MAC Velvet Teddy, I'm just going to use this as a lipstick. And then going in with Revlon Mink, and this is like a brownie, a sheer, it's quite sheer, but it's a nice brown colour. And over the top of that I'm just using the Dior Lip Gloss Ultra Gloss in 257. I'm just going to use that over top of the lipstick just to add a bit of gloss. And then just to make my lip appear a little bit bigger, I'm just going to go back in with that Mary Luminizer and just apply that to the centre of my lips. And that completes this prom makeup tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below. All my links are in the bio. And also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.